They told me, they were like, hey, don't wear that hat. And I was like, okay, cool. And they were like, hey, never mind. Put the hat back on. I was like, oh, okay, my bad. That's what I do at nightclubs, too. They're like, hey, no hats. I do that. And they're like, just never mind. You're good. You're fine. I think I'm growing as a person, getting more mature. Today, since I got here, I've held in like 6 farts. So, you know, I mean, I let out 37, but I held in 6. I'm getting there, I think. I don't even know where there is. This is it for me wardrobe-wise, in case there was concern or question. There will be no wardrobe changes during my set, or probably during the rest of my life. I think I'm locked into this. I'm too old and too white to chase fashion trends, you know? That's not a good look on someone like me. If I try to do anything remotely hip or cool, I immediately look like an undercover cop. It's just not the vibe I want to give out, you know? So I think this is it. I don't care how many women describe this exact look to courtroom sketch artists across the country. I'm locked in, like I said. If you're fashion forward, if you need to label all your fashion, if that's what you do and you need a name for this look, I just call this Wisconsin farmer on his day off, going into the city, wearing what he thinks people in the city wear on their day off. If you had to put a label on it, is all I'm saying. Thinking about getting into online motivation. Some people call it bullying. I'm only going to do it to myself, though, guys. It's to make myself better. I'm going to start a second Instagram account and then comment under all the pictures of my first Instagram account, hey, man, you're better than this. And we'll see if that helps. We'll see if that helps. I want my water, but I don't want to go through the process of unscrewing the top. I got into comedy not because I'm motivated, let's say that. Natural childbirth. Why is this a thing still? I'm so confused by it. Look, I'm not going to stand up here and pretend I know what it's like to have a baby. I'm not a crazy person. I know that I don't. But I have been told by women that having a child is the most painful thing you can do, right? Pushing a human being out of your body is the most painful thing you can do, right? That's what I've been told. I had one girl I dated, she was like, you want to know what it's like to have a baby? Cut your wrist and pull the skin back. And I said, hey, sounds like you want me to kill myself. I'm not going to do that. How about I just take the word of someone who's had a baby? And she's like, yeah, it's painful, it hurts. But, you know, women still do it naturally. Now, here's what I don't understand. If you could look at any technology that's sort of helping us, it's medical technology. It cures pain faster. We recover from injury faster. It's helping us. It's taking pain away. And yet women are still like, no, having my baby naturally, I don't care about your drugs. Forget it. And I'm like, if that's the most painful thing you can go into a hospital for, having a baby, why is no one else going in for lesser procedures and doing those naturally? Do you know what I mean? Why is no one having natural open heart surgery? Why is no one having natural gastric bypass? Right? Why is no one's getting an amputation like, drugs? No. Bring me a bottle of whiskey and a bullet. We're gonna do this naturally like it's the Civil War. No, they have the drugs. Ladies, the drugs are there for you. My mom had 2 kids. She took all the drugs 3 times. But St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I think that's the next big one after Valentine's Day, which is a scam. Anyway, but I've never been really big into St. Patrick's Day despite looking like a fucking leprechaun on steroids or whatever. It's just never been my thing. I'm from Illinois, from a small town outside of Chicago, and just even growing up, there was such a stink around the St. Patrick's Day parade in Chicago. They would always get so upset. There was always a group of people that didn't want any gay people in their St. Patrick's Day parade. And as a kid, I was always like, what? I never really understood. They were like, yo, we don't want gay people marching in this parade with us. It's St. Patrick's Day. And I'm like, 5 and 6 going, what? You want to demand your right to celebrate a made-up holiday involving a magical little man in an enchanted forest guarding an invisible pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, but we can't have any gay people in the parade. Like, I never understood that. I was always confused. And then I grew up and I went to college in northern Wisconsin, and I saw a parade with no gay people in it. It was awful. It was awful. It was a 4th of July parade, and I walked out to Main Street, and it was the whole parade was the town psycho driving a riding lawnmower down Main Street, just whipping hard candy at children. That was the whole parade. That was it. It lasted 5 minutes. I was like, I will take gay people in my parade any day. That was awful. And by the way, if you're a grown man and you're so involved in a parade and you're that amped up about parades for any reason, you're gay, and that's okay. Just cut the self-loathing out. It's unnecessary this day and age. Found out I was racist the other day. That ever happened to you guys? Yep, there we go, thank you. There's always one. I had one guy, woo! I was like, that's not where this joke is going. I think he wanted to have a meeting. Yeah, no, I've always kind of prided myself on being open-minded, and I don't judge people based on their religion or their skin color or their sexuality. It's individually based on what pieces of shit everybody is, not all that other stuff. This is what happened. I was on my balcony. I don't live in a bad neighborhood, but I don't live in a great neighborhood. And I was on my balcony. It was a Wednesday afternoon. Street was pretty quiet because I guess people have jobs. And I was just doing nothing, and this guy came walking down the sidewalk just by himself. Regular looking dude. Pretty clean cut, short hair, no facial hair, clean pants, nice shoes, no holes in his clothes, right? Everything was in place. He had a watch, like just a regular looking white guy just walking right down the street. And that would have been fine with me, right? I understand people need to walk to get places. I'm not trying to stop people from walking, right? But this particular regular looking white guy walking by himself was carrying a single red balloon. And I said, no, fuck that, not in my neighborhood. And I called the police, and as I was on the phone with the police, I was like, oh shit, this is racism. I'm being racist. If that was any other race of person, I would not have been on the phone with the authorities. Do you know what I mean? If that was a Latino man walking down the street with a single red balloon, I automatically assume that guy is gonna tie that balloon to a post and use it as a directional tool to get people to go to the other end of the street where he's got something going on. Some sort of a garage sale, some sort of a wedding, a picnic, something he's got, some sort of a party I don't need to worry about. Do you know what I mean? If a black guy walks down the street with a single red balloon, I assume that is some cool new fashion trend that I don't know anything about. Wait 2 weeks, I'm gonna see some 15-year-old white kid do it. I'm like, look, we're gonna ruin that too. Fascinating. If it was an Asian guy walking down the street with a single red balloon, I assume that guy probably owns a balloon factory. I don't know, they're very lucrative people from what I've been told. But because it was a white guy, I felt the need to call the police. Do you know what I mean? Look, between nitrous oxide, heroin, and Stephen King's It, nothing good has ever happened when a white guy walks around with a single red balloon, okay? The rules for white guys and red balloons are you can have 99 red balloons, or you can have 0. That's it. There is no in between. Guys, this has been the best night of my life.